12 men walked into one jury room, but only one of them had the courage to say two life-changing words: not guilty. That single decision transformed 12 Angry Men into one of the greatest courtroom dramas ever made. But behind those unforgettable performances were stories even more remarkable than the film itself. One actor battled serious health problems while still working. Another struggled with personal heartbreak that influenced his unforgettable performance.
One became a Hollywood legend, while others quietly disappeared from the spotlight. And one cast member's final years were far more tragic than anyone could have imagined. Today, we're taking a look at 7 unforgettable stars from 12 Angry Men, their real ages, their lives after the movie, and where fate eventually led each of them. Some of these stories are inspiring, others are heartbreaking, and one in particular may surprise you the most. Let's begin. Detail of Henry Fonda. Henry Fonda was 52 years old when 12 Angry Men premiered in 1957, and by then he had already earned a reputation as one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Yet even with years of success behind him, he believed this courtroom drama was worth risking his own money to bring to life. Not only did he star as Juror 8, the calm architect who refused to rush a young man's fate, but he also helped produce the film when many studios doubted its commercial appeal. His quiet performance proved that strength on screen did not require shouting. With patience, logic, and compassion, he slowly changed 11 minds and created one of cinema's most unforgettable characters. Born on May 16, 1905 in Grand Island, Nebraska, Fonda originally studied journalism before discovering acting. His career soon flourished on Broadway and later in Hollywood, where he became known for portraying honest, principled men. Before 12 Angry Men, audiences admired him in classics such as The Grapes of Wrath and My Darling Clementine. Away from the cameras, however, his life was far from perfect. He married 5 times and became the father of future stars Jane Fonda and Peter Fonda. Despite his reserved personality, those closest to him often described him as disciplined, thoughtful, and deeply committed to his craft. Although 12 Angry Men was praised by critics, it earned only modest box office returns during its original release. Over time, however, the film became a timeless masterpiece, and Fonda's performance came to symbolize fairness and moral courage. He continued acting for decades, eventually winning the Academy Award for On Golden Pond. Sadly, he was too ill to attend the ceremony in person. Henry Fonda died on August 12, 1982, at the age of 77 after battling heart disease. Decades later, his portrayal of Juror 8 still stands as a powerful reminder that one honest voice can change the outcome of history. Detail of Lee J. Cobb. Lee J. Cobb was 45 years old when 12 Angry Men reached audiences in 1957, and no one watching the film forget the raw emotion he brought to Juror 3. He wasn't the calmest man in the jury room, nor the most logical. Instead, he became the angry voice that refused to let go of his beliefs, creating one of the greatest dramatic performances in film history. Every argument, every outburst, and every moment of silence felt painfully real. As the story unfolded, viewers slowly realized that his determination was not driven by evidence alone, but by the pain he carried inside from his own troubled relationship with his son. Born on December 8, 1911, in New York City, Lee J. Cobb discovered acting at a young age and quickly found success on the stage before making his way into Hollywood. His powerful voice and commanding screen presence made him a natural fit for strong-willed characters. During the early 1950s, however, his career faced one of its toughest challenges when he was called before the House Un-American Activities Committee. After years of professional pressure, he testified in 1953, a decision that remained controversial for the rest of his life. Despite the criticism, Cobb rebuilt his career through unforgettable performances in films and television, proving that his talent remained impossible to ignore. Outside Hollywood, he was a devoted father and continued acting almost until the end of his life. His role in 12 Angry Men remains the performance most fans remember because it revealed how personal pain can cloud even the strongest opinions. The heartbreaking final scene, when Juror 3 finally breaks down and changes his vote, is still considered one of the finest moments in courtroom cinema. Lee J. Cobb died on February 11, 1976, at the age of 64 after suffering a heart attack. His unforgettable performance continues to remind audiences that sometimes the hardest verdict to change is the one inside our own hearts. Detail of E.G. Marshall. E.G. Marshall was 43 years old when 12 Angry Men premiered in 1957, and his portrayal of Juror 4 quickly became one of the film's most respected performances. Unlike the louder personalities in the jury room, he rarely raised his voice or let emotions control his thinking. Calm, intelligent, and sharply dressed, Juror 4 relied entirely on facts and believed every decision should be supported by evidence. Throughout most of the deliberation, he stood firmly on the side of a guilty verdict. Yet as each piece of testimony was carefully examined, even his confidence slowly began to weaken. His quiet change of mind became one of the movie's most powerful moments, proving that true wisdom comes from accepting the truth, even when it challenges your own beliefs. Born Everett Eugene Gruntz on June 18, 1914 in Minnesota, Marshall originally dreamed of becoming a teacher before discovering his passion for acting. He built his reputation on Broadway long before Hollywood recognized his remarkable talent. Directors admired his natural authority and composed style, qualities that made him perfect for lawyers, judges, executives, and respected professionals. Although he appeared in many successful films during his career, television later introduced him to an even wider audience through the popular legal drama The Defenders. His thoughtful performances earned multiple Emmy Awards and established him as one of America's most dependable actors. Away from the spotlight, Marshall married twice and became the father of 5 children. Friends often described him as intelligent, disciplined, and remarkably private, much like the unforgettable juror he portrayed on screen. As the decades passed, 12 Angry Men only grew in popularity, and Marshall's performance remained one of its strongest foundations. His ability to communicate confidence through silence instead of emotion became a lesson for generations of actors studying the art of subtle performance. Every measured glance and carefully chosen word reminded audiences that justice demands patience before judgment. E.G. Marshall died on August 24, 1998, at the age of 84 after battling lung cancer. His calm performance in 12 Angry Men continues to prove that reason can be just as powerful as passion. Detail of Jack Warden. Jack Warden was 36 years old when 12 Angry Men arrived in theaters in 1957, and although his role as Juror 7 was filled with humor and sarcasm, it revealed a much deeper truth about human nature. His character was the impatient salesman who wanted the trial to end as quickly as possible so he could attend a baseball game. He joked during serious discussions, changed his opinions without much thought, and often appeared more interested in convenience than justice. Yet that was exactly what made his performance unforgettable. Juror 7 represented the people who avoid responsibility, reminding audiences that a single careless decision could determine whether an innocent person lived or died. Born John H. Lebzelter Jr. on September 18, 1920 in Newark, New Jersey, Warden's road to Hollywood was anything but ordinary. Before becoming an actor, he worked as a carnival barker, a lifeguard, a boxer, and even served in both the United States Navy and the Army during World War II. After suffering an injury, he turned his attention to acting, studying while performing in small theater productions. His natural charm and distinctive voice soon earned him roles in television before Hollywood recognized his remarkable talent. Over the following decades, he built an impressive career in both comedy and drama,
starring in films such as Shampoo, Heaven Can Wait, and Being There. His versatility earned him 2 Academy Award nominations and the respect of directors who admired his ability to make every character feel genuine. Although Juror 7 often appeared selfish, Warden played him with enough realism that audiences could recognize someone they had met in everyday life. That honesty became one of the reasons 12 Angry Men continues to feel timeless. His performance showed that justice can be threatened not only by anger or prejudice, but also by simple indifference. Even decades after the film's release, viewers still remember the salesman who wanted to leave early, but unknowingly exposed an important weakness in the jury system. Jack Warden died on July 19, 2006, at the age of 85. His remarkable career proved that even supporting characters can leave a lasting mark on cinematic history. Detail of Jack Klugman. Jack Klugman was 35 years old when 12 Angry Men premiered in 1957, and his performance as Juror 5 quietly became one of the film's emotional turning points. At first glance, he seemed hesitant and uncomfortable, speaking only when necessary, while listening more than arguing. Having grown up in a rough neighborhood himself, he took the comments about the accused slum kid personally. Instead of reacting with anger, he waited patiently until the right moment to challenge the assumptions made by the other jurors. His first-hand knowledge of switchblade knives eventually exposed a major flaw in the prosecution's theory, helping shift the discussion toward reasonable doubt. It was a subtle performance, but one that proved experience can be just as valuable as evidence. Born on April 27, 1922 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jack Klugman was the son of Russian Jewish immigrants who struggled to make ends meet during the Great Depression. His early years were filled with hardship, and after serving in the United States Army during World War II, he pursued acting with determination. Success did not arrive overnight. He spent years performing in small television roles and theater productions before earning the opportunity that changed his career. 12 Angry Men introduced audiences to his natural style of acting, one built on honesty rather than dramatic gestures. Over the following decades, he became a household name through acclaimed television series including The Odd Couple and Quincy M.E., winning multiple Emmy Awards. In the late 1980s, throat cancer temporarily took away his voice, yet he refused to give up acting and slowly returned to the profession he loved. Looking back, Juror 5 represented something larger than a single character. He reminded viewers that judging someone's background is never the same as knowing their story. Klugman's quiet confidence and emotional restraint helped make 12 Angry Men one of cinema's most realistic courtroom dramas, earning admiration from critics and audiences for generations. Jack Klugman died on December 24, 2012, at the age of 90. His unforgettable career remains a lasting reminder that humility, resilience, and truth often speak louder than the strongest voice in the room. Detail of Martin Balsam. Martin Balsam was 38 years old when 12 Angry Men premiered in 1957, and although he played the jury foreman, his role was far more important than many viewers first realized. As Juror 1, he was responsible for keeping 12 very different personalities under control, while one of the most difficult decisions imaginable unfolded inside a small jury room. He was calm, organized, and patient, trying to give everyone a fair chance to speak without allowing emotions to take over. While stronger personalities often dominated the conversation, the foreman's steady leadership helped keep the discussion moving. His performance reminded audiences that true leadership is not about speaking the loudest, but about making sure every voice is heard before reaching a final decision. Born on November 4, 1919, in the Bronx, New York, Martin Balsam developed an interest in acting while still a teenager. After serving in the United States Army Air Forces during World War II, he returned home and trained at the famous Actors Studio alongside some of Hollywood's finest performers. His natural style quickly earned him work in television and theater before he successfully transitioned into films. Following 12 Angry Men, his career reached even greater heights with memorable roles in classics such as Psycho, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and All the President's Men. In 1965, he received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for 1,000 Clowns, confirming his place among the most respected character actors of his generation. Away from the cameras, Balsam married 3 times and became the father of actress Talia Balsam, who later built a successful acting career of her own. Although Juror 1 rarely delivered dramatic speeches, Martin Balsam's quiet confidence helped hold the entire jury together from beginning to end. His realistic performance proved that even the most ordinary-looking person can play an extraordinary role when fairness and responsibility matter most. That subtle approach continues to earn praise from audiences discovering the film decades later. Martin Balsam died on February 13, 1996, at the age of 76. His remarkable career remains a lasting example of how understated performances can become unforgettable parts of cinematic history. Detail of Joseph Sweeney. Joseph Sweeney was 73 years old when 12 Angry Men was released in 1957, making him the oldest member of the unforgettable jury. He portrayed Juror 9, a quiet, thoughtful elderly gentleman whose sharp observations gradually became some of the most important pieces of the entire discussion. While others argued loudly, he listened carefully, studying not only the evidence, but also the people presenting it. He was the first juror to stand beside Juror 8 after the initial vote, believing that a young man's life deserved more careful consideration. His wisdom, patience, and understanding of human nature helped change the direction of the deliberations long before most jurors realized what was happening. Born on July 26, 1884 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Joseph Sweeney spent decades building his career on the stage. Long before appearing in Hollywood films, he had become a respected Broadway performer known for his professionalism and remarkable memory. By the time 12 Angry Men was produced, many younger actors already considered him a veteran of American theater. Interestingly, he almost missed the opportunity to appear in the film because producers initially worried he would struggle to memorize the lengthy courtroom dialogue. Sweeney quickly proved them wrong, delivering every scene with confidence and precision. Although his film career remained relatively small compared to several of his co-stars, his performance as Juror 9 became the role for which generations of movie lovers continue to remember him. His gentle manner and believable emotions gave the jury room a sense of humanity that perfectly balanced the louder personalities surrounding him. Even today, many critics consider Juror 9 one of the wisest characters in 12 Angry Men. His willingness to respect experience without ignoring common sense became a powerful reminder that age often brings perspective rather than weakness. Every quiet observation he made moved the jury one step closer to discovering the truth. Joseph Sweeney died on November 25, 1963, at the age of 79. His unforgettable portrayal of Juror 9 continues to show that wisdom is often spoken in the softest voice, yet remembered the longest. The legacy of 12 Angry Men lives on because these remarkable actors turned a single jury room into one of the greatest stories ever told. Their performances continue to inspire audiences decades later, proving that courage, honesty, and justice never go out of style. Which cast member's story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through Hollywood history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Screen Rewind, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next classic cast story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.